Okay, we're going to have a look at number 24 in TIS-100. Now, this was by far the hardest level that I've come across so far. I actually did the very last one and finished the game first before doing the second last level, just because there are lots of little problems with this. It took me hours and hours to fine-tune it. In fact, I kind of used a hack at the end to make sure I could get it done. So the part of the problem of this is the layout. You can see there's a stack here and a stack here, which means it's very hard to route your signal paths. There's only one path which doesn't go through the stack, and stacks cause all sorts of problems because they store more than one value. So it's quite a tricky one. I'm not going to go through it in great detail because it's not the most refined piece of work, but let's have a look. So what's our task? We need to basically sort the sequence. You get 4 numbers in, you've got to chuck them out from lowest to highest. And the good news is, a couple of levels back, I think number 13 or so, we already had a program which found the minimum and the maximum number. And so I could reuse some of that for this solution, and I have, except the hardest bit was still just to I guess, coordinate the different nodes, because there's no room for signal paths in this solution. So here it is. Not going to explain it too long, but first things first, put all the values into the stack. Okay, once they're in, and you can notice that I've put duplicates as well, because when you need to sort, you need to compare. You need one of the numbers to compare to see if it's bigger or smaller, and the other one to actually store. So you need 2 of each number. Alright, so what do we do? This is our comparison node. It compares it and it chucks it down. This is a counter, this is a timer, and when it comes in here, you know what, let's just hit the play button so you can see what's going on. Okay, so what's happening is, after it's completely loaded, we find the lowest number, we chuck it out, and we feed the rest back up here. So then it will be, it would have the same numbers except for the lowest number removed. So have a look. The lowest number here is a 10. So we feed all these numbers through. Just wait for the counter, the timer. Alright, so all these numbers get fed through, and then 10 gets recorded, 10 gets chucked out, the rest of them get dumped back in here. Okay, so 10's been chucked out, the rest of them are here. Then we do that again, and we keep doing that until there's no numbers. Now, because the signal paths were so hard to wire up, I couldn't get the counter. I didn't have room to tell this guy to stop, and so what I did was I did a counter instead, a timer here. So it gives 350 lines of repetition before it starts the next load, and that's how this one works. I was really glad that it does work. I know it takes a bit longer because there's time wasted here, but having said that, it's a solve, so I'm really proud of that. And you can see that some people took 100k lines to solve this one. 4,000 is pretty respectable. It's close to the middle for each of those.